Welcome back to Parnell Park. It is the clash of St. Brigids and St. Vincents in the Dublin Senior Hurling Championship, the Go Ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship. We'd love to hear from you via social media, hashtag GoAheadDSH1. Joe Fortune rejoining me for this one. Joe, what are you expecting?
Probably the best game, I think, of the four we've done so far this week, Oisin. I think both these teams, I suppose Brigids have been in two of the last 4 or 5 finals in Dublin, and Vincents are always knocking thereabouts. The one thing, looking at that Vincents team sheet, like, it's very strong based on underage representation on Dublin teams over the last number of years. So not only do you have the lads like Tom O'Connolly and Hedger that have been there, and Rian and that, but you've also got some of the younger lads coming through like Darragh and that are very highly rated at an underage capacity. So I expect this is probably the game the biggest game of the weekend for both of these teams. Will have aspirations of going far in Championship.
And St. Vincent's had a good win over the Lucan Sarsfield's men at the during the week, 218 to 21 points. 218, not a bad score, especially for your first Championship game.
Yeah, and Lucan, like we said, had come out of a really good league campaign, and Vinny's come in, having only lost by a point, I think, in that league to Lucan anyway. But look, just looking, I know there's a couple of people, I know 1 or 2 of them in the background that are working with Vincents this year, and Vincents seem to really want to push on this year and have a real crack at the Dublin Championship. So, but I'd say the same for Brigids. Brigids have, Johnny's brought in some really good people in the background with Brigids this year too, and look, Cian O'Sullivan will be a massive loss for them. I rate Cian really highly, and obviously Cian had a significant leg injury with Dublin earlier on in the year. So, but again, the forward line, a forward line that has Paul Winters, Owen Dunn, Kieran Kellett, Luke Purtle, they'll do very well, and Johnny's young lad Johnny in midfield as well is always a scoring threat.
Well, it's the last weekend of hurling for a couple of weeks. After this, the football is back on the 6th of August here in Parnell Park. Kilmacud Crokes taking on Raheny, and Templug Sin Street meeting Ballantyre St. John's. That's just a sample of some of the games that are on. Then there's also action going on in O'Toole Park today. We'll keep an eye on that. Earlier on in that venue, Coola overcoming Plunkett's, but Plunkett's put it right up to them, 2-23 to 3-15 from memory with the final score of that game. Here, Lucan pushed away from Crave Kieran in the end, but Crave Kieran gave them plenty of it towards the end of that match. There was at least one red card after the final whistle. It was administered to Kieran Dowling, and looking back, having had a look at a few of the replays, it's an understandable red card, if I can put it that way. Lucan will not want to be without him for their next game, which is on the 27th of August. There's a bit of a break in the hurling after this weekend. Let's concentrate on this match. Damien Burnett is our referee. Who will Brigids look to lead them through here?
Well, look, I suppose the big one for me, the biggest leader in that dressing room for Brigids is Nolly in goal, and the significance that his puckouts have, and his ability to kind of to get the 6 in front of him moving and making sure that they're man on man. Johnny McGurkin around the middle of the field is always somebody who's been highly rated coming up through the ranks at Dublin underage, but I do think the loss of Cian O'Sullivan could be significant here, while the likes of Owen Dunn and Paul Winters will really look to lead the line up front for them.
The other game going on in this game, in this group, is St. Jude's and Ballyboden St. Enda's. That's going on at the moment over in O'Toole Park. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll tell you the scores as we get them. It's very warm here. St. Vincent's on the right, St. Brigids on the left. Who should we look out for from the Vincent's point of view? Just
from Vinny's, I suppose Berkey back at 6. He's had a really good couple of years with the Dublin seniors. I really rate young Darragh McBride really highly. One of the 3 McBrides that are playing today. Obviously Tom Morin around the middle, and young Sweeney, very, very impressive young fella as well. And look, I suppose from a Vincent's forwards point of view, Brian Bulger really played well in that Lucan game. Came up with 4 or 5 really good scores, and Hedjo also is somebody who really leads the line for them. But look, the inside line, I'd imagine they'll play Hedjo and Cian McBride inside, and let Rian kind of sit in around 11, and that'll give him an opportunity because he's a great man to take scores as well. So like there's a potent forward line for Vincent's, in my opinion, but there's also a back line like that Brigids have with Andrew Dunphy and Donncha Ryan and Mark Kavanagh, Jack O'Neill, so they won't shirk the responsibility either.
Vincents would be in a really, really good position, really strong position if they could get the win today. For Brigids, it's their first game out. It's a 5-team group, so obviously someone had to sit out the action on Wednesday night, and that someone was St. Brigids. I remind you, because again I appreciate that there's people watching games involving their club and maybe they haven't watched our previous games on Dubs TV so far this season, so just another reminder. And I'm sorry if you've heard this for every game that you've watched, because some people do watch every game, but it's 2 groups of 5 now. The format has changed. The top 3 go through to the knockout stages. The winner of the group goes to the semis. 4th and 5th in each group playoff and a relegation game, and the loser of that gets relegated. The 2 finalists from Senior 2 come straight up. So that's a reminder. The final reminder of this week, I might add as well, just in case you're sick of hearing me say it, but there are people who are only kind of watching their own club. Luke Purtell looking to get the ball. He can't do so. Vincents look to defend it strongly. 26 seconds gone. We've yet to see a score, but we are seeing a scramble. Trying to pop it into his hand there is Conall Burke. It's Kellett. They have it at a tight angle. Owen Dunn. Lovely ball back out to James O'Connell. O'Connell lets it go. Vincents have it back. Here's Tom Connolly. Moved it on. Mark Sweeney. Sweeney sidestepping around Dunphy. Vincent's going for the point through James Mulcahy and getting it. It's well worked. It's well taken.
Yeah, good score, and again I think it was Bro Bulger who broke onto it at the side, but it's something that the Vincents did really, really well, and impressively there. Tom came out with the ball, just popped it outside. There was no big long silly ball inside. They worked the ball really well and a good score.
Interestingly, Jack O'Neill has dropped into fullback. He's a lively presence but can play anywhere. Trying to sweep it up now is Conor Burke. It's really well taken. Good delivery from Burke. McBride tried to claim it. Stuck to him there is Cathal Doyle.
He's done well there now, Cathal coming out with the ball.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Cathal Doyle. Good take from James O'Connell. Looking inside for Owen Dunn. Dunn is fouled and it's a free in.
Yeah, good referee in there as well. That's just a little nudge in the back. It was something that, and in fairness, when you look at Cathal coming out with that ball there, did really, really well. And we talked all week, I suppose, the games that we've watched in regards to kind of the ball that forwards want. They don't want that straight ball in, and it's that diagonal ball gives the Brigids full forward line a chance to win it. And
we know from seeing him in club and county colours, Paul Winters can nail frees from anywhere.
Yeah, he was lucky enough to work with Paul, and I think it was about 14 or 15 under 21, and he's been tough year last year. I think with injury didn't really have a significant part to play, but he's come back now this year, and from all accounts he's doing really, really well at training and challenge games.
It was overcast earlier on. The sun has come out now. Winters taps it over. Although that's not quite giving him enough credit, is it? From that angle, tapping it over. Picked up by McGurk. McGurk still going. Somehow still going. Then he just ran out of room. Sweeping it up there is Mulcahy. It's a tight battle so far. Lanigan. Away it goes from Sweeney. Well, that was a good block. Brigids are up for the fight here. Dunphy. Slots it inside. Mark Kavanagh, the captain. Kavanagh's going long. Kavanagh's going for the goal. It's wide. First wide of the match for Brigids.
Yeah, he came on to a good ball there. Cav would be disappointed with that. Like, he gave it a good. I don't know whether he actually got the proper swing into it as well. But look, Brigids are very up for it. Vincent seems to be well organised on their defensive structure on the way out. Like, they're not just bombing ball in, and they're trying to work that short ball as much as they can. Like, and you'll see here, Brian Bulger will get on a lot of ball if he's left sweep like that.
Bulger into space. That's quite a surge of pace over on that far side. I think that's Sweeney who's trying to get there. Doesn't get there. Brigids get it out as far as James O'Connell. O'Connell is blocked down. Brilliant stuff, but it rebounds to another man in red. And it's left behind. Taken up by Sweeney, who does find his man. McBride. What a finish from McBride.
Yeah, serious finish, and young Cathal Doyle got caught underneath the ball there, and when McBride gets in like that, like, he won't miss. Like, he has that real bullish nature about him inside, and you can see he's quite heavily strapped on his hamstring, so he has the pace is the biggest, the strength and pace is the biggest, I suppose, biggest part of his game.
Jack O'Neill moved it on. Donncha Ryan rides the tackle, gets forward. Good ball outside, running onto it, Burke. James O'Connell. O'Connell somehow gets a shot away. It's a second wide for St. Brigids.
Yeah, and again, like, the good wrists, he stopped the ball like that as well, but there just doesn't seem to be that intensity of that half forward line for Brigids yet, like, and you can see that Johnny's trying to get the energy into him from the line over there, because it's quite static in around 10, 11 and 12.
Ballyboden in action at the moment against St Jude's. St Jude's lost their opening game. Ballyboden won their opening game, and by a distance, scoring 8 goals against Plunkett's. Much to Plunkett's credit, they put up a good fight against Coola today. Unfortunately for them, couldn't get the victory in O'Toole Park. Luke Allen, good ball across the park. Owen Dunn. Dunn has a shot. It's gone wide.
And there's something definitely there with those Vincents numbers as well, because Rian is definitely not 14. Because even looking at, I thought his hamstrings were tight, but it's not. It's definitely not Rian inside. So Rian is number, you can see him out there, number 12.
Okay. Well, on the team sheet we were given, McBride is 14.
Yep.
We can only operate on what we're given.
That's a
Paul Winters.
score.
That's definitely Paul Winters, and that's definitely a point.
It's a super score. Yeah, scored today so far, just over on his right hand side, and capable of that all day long. Got a little bit too much room, I'd say, but there's definitely something with the numbers we can see, and for anybody watching at home, there's definitely a mix up of numbers there with Vincent's. I actually think that's Mulcahy that got the goal, and
away it goes from Conor Burke. Lanigan. Long inside to the goal scorer. Vincent's trying to work it here. It's off the woodwork, they're unlucky.
Yeah. Again, like you can see, Johnny McGurk shouting to them on the line over there for work rate, because if you allow Donald Burke or not Donald Burke, if you allow Conor Burke that time and space, he'll ping ball to hand all day long like he does for Dublin as well. So, it is about work rate of the half forward line.
Winters' crossfield ball was intercepted. Here's Luke Allen, gives it away to McGurk. McGurk from a long way out. If this goes over, it's a really, really fine score, and it is. Jonathan McGurk puts it over. Fine point.
Yeah, he's capable of that all day long. I know he had a cruciate injury last year, or just before the start of last year, and didn't have a massive part to play in it, but he's supposedly doing really, really well, and had a great underage career with Dublin, so it's important for Dublin that he pushes on too.
Swept up brilliantly by Mark Kavanagh. Away it goes from McGurk. Couldn't quite get there, Colin Burke. It's a line ball to St Vincent's.
Very open so far, no real intensity to it yet. It seems I suppose it's quite strategic in how they're matching it up, and Conor Burke is getting a lot of space inside, as is the Brigids extra man inside too. Donald Ryan is doing well in there. Winty's flying at the minute there.
Great take by Winters. Fell over his man. His man is Mark O'Farrell. Really good full back play. Held him up. Didn't allow him away. Waited for the help to arrive, and it did. It's just a little bit high, and it goes out for a line ball to Bridges.
Yeah, Hedge will want a better ball than that given to him as well. He has to move so hard for it, and he's working very hard in his tackling here. But it's he needs better quality ball in order for him to have a chance to win it.
Down the line it goes, looking for his own Dunn. Dunn is held up there by Owen O'Neill. It squirts out, and it's a free to Vincent.
Yeah, O'Neill did really well coming out with that ball there. He came out with pace and broke the challenge, and there was a bit of a loose hurl came in. But again, if you see that, there's an extra man sitting behind the Brigids 6 at all times. So I suppose they're trying to stop that ball going into the Keane McBrides and Brian Bulgers of this world as well. You can see the pace over on the left hand side. That's a savage ball to win.
Fantastic. Is it going to be matched by an even better score? It is. That's a really good point. Doyle, back to Alan Nolan. We know Nolly has got a monster puck of a ball. He's looking for Winters. What a great catch that is. But it was just fumble on the way through. Frustration for Conor Burke. Lanigan. Vincents go long and direct down the wing. Waiting for it was Luke Allen. Defended it really well.
Yeah, be a loose hurler, just a small. And in fairness to Winty, he won a great ball inside, and you can see the frustration. He popped the ball off, and he expected Conal Burke to come in and take the ball in his hand after winning it from Nolly's ball out, but didn't happen. And just looks like Andrew Kavanagh could be in a small bit of bother here.
So just to confirm, Alan Moore is wearing 14. It was McBride. Now, I did look and think McBride has changed a little bit, but that's the number he was down on the official team sheet. So it is Alan Moore who got the goal for St. Vincent's. Dara Perry about to take the free. Perry goes crossfield. Allen was waiting, but it's robbed back. That's a really good take by Heatherton. Left it a little bit short. Went over the hand of Andrew Kavanagh, who couldn't take it. Charging out of defence is Conor Burke. Burke is tackled well by O'Connell. And Brigids have it back. It's Kellett. Now it's into the hand of Sweeney. Sweeney finds his man in the middle. Here is McBride. Wide.
Yeah, hard looking again. Rian got onto the ball there very, very well, and I suppose they're trying to man mark him, and I suppose his influence, as I saw this year myself, like Rian can easily score 4 or 5 points if he's given any sort of space at all.
Kavanagh. Winters is looking for it. He's got time and got space. It's a good turn. Takes his point. No, he doesn't. Just a little something was left on the hurley there. The defender got across and put him off. O'Neill did well there.
Like Winty's winning great ball inside Oisin, but there's just no end product out of it yet. Like, he'll be a little bit disappointed, and I suppose it's important that he keeps the head up now because he's winning great ball. It's just the end product that has to come for him.
Derek McBride with the crossfielder. Alan Moore got that goal earlier in the game. Unlucky not to get away there. Sweeping it up now, Cathal Doyle. Cathal Doyle going long down the wing, coming out to meet it. O'Dunn. O'Dunn has a look. He goes for it despite the fact that Conal Burke was running inside in plenty of space, and I'm glad for him he got it, because he took on a shot from a very difficult angle when there was a better option there, but he scored it, so we can't give out to him. No,
great score, and he's brought it back to a 1 point game now. Like, again, and the one thing I'd love to see him doing, because he's so much pace as a player. Just touched the ball on the ground, but there's like, he needs to take the man on too. So they're playing Winty and Dunn inside. So I suppose when the ball goes in, you could hear Alan Nolan shouting at them, take him on. So if they get the opportunity inside, I'm sure that's what Brigids management will want them to do.
And for both of these teams, their adventure ended in the group stages last year. Both of them would have been very, very disappointed with that. Vincents, the aristocrats of Dublin senior hurling, but haven't won a title in quite some time. Kavanagh. We'll have to go again. I think there was 2 players inside the 20-metre line. Donncha Ryan down the wing, looking for the run of Owen Dunn. Hurley in on Dunn. Lanigan sweeps it up. Back to Perry. Intercepted. That was loose from Perry. Will he be punished? A fantastic block. His teammate gets him out of trouble there. Connolly. Wide. Connolly after a great run from Mark Sweeney to set him up.
Yeah, Sweeney's doing really well in around the middle. He's impressive. He's a great burst of pace, and Tom will be disappointed with the shot there. But again, Vinny's in around the middle. They look to be getting into the pockets of space, and they look to have loads of energy. But you'd wonder, like, that's gone really warm out there now. There's just that lack of energy is really there. There's no real movement in the forwards again.
Fumbled and then regathered by Burke. He's wrapped up, spills out over the line ball, St. Brigids. Mark Kavanagh made a jog forward. He's now covered by Sean Mulcahy. Owen Dunn. That's a good one from Dunn. Winters got his hand in it but couldn't make it stick. The battle is on for possession. Andrew Kavanagh's in there, but getting it away was Conor Burke. Really good work from Burke to get it to Lanigan. Back outside it goes. Conor Burke. It's intercepted. Falls kindly for Luke Purcell. Owen Dunn. Wide says the keeper, but what did the umpires say?
Score, yeah.
They say it's a point. Dunn second.
Yeah, it's a good score, and like he's a lovely striker of the ball. Like even from the line ball, there, the pace that he puts on the ball. They need to get him on more of the ball. I think Winty's hand inside is definitely an option for them as well. The more they can get ball into him, because he seems to be on form. It's just the end product. I can see Winters hitting the net before the end of the game.
Jarek McBride showing his pace. Over Cooksey's pass. Donica Ryan. O'Neill. That's Dunphy in fact. He's after picking out Purtle. Purtle looking for the run of Conal Burke. Burke got something on it, but there's just too many defenders around, and it's swept up by Conor Burke. Dara Perry.
Yeah, like Vincents are quite defensive in their system there, and you can see they're trying to contain that Brigids forward line. But like in saying that, like how many balls have we seen hit into hedge all here? They go now on.
Alan Moore. Moore might be in again. Moore goes with the hand pass. Oh, it's intercepted. Luke Allen.
It's frustrating. You can see Hedge's frustrated there because like all this short ball is fine, but you know he wants the ball put in his hand to give him a chance to win it. It's probably a free to
Winters. Burke. Lanigan. Lanigan spills it to Burke. That's a good pass. Two-hand and getting the shot away. Bulger.
It's a savage score
It's a
from over the
great score.
sideline. Yeah.
It's a really good score.
Look, when the short game works and when like they come into turnover ball and it works like that, and you've got shooters like Bulger out there and McBride who can take it, it's great. But with a man like Hedge on the edge of the square, I suppose at some stage as well, you're going to have to really give him an opportunity and a chance to win his own primary ball too. Well done,
That's
Burke.
a good catch. Burke again. Launching it here is Tom Connolly.
Yeah, good score, Tomo.
Occasionally referred to as Tomas Connolly, but you can hear all his teammates calling him Tom. That's right down the throat of St. Vincent's. Tapped down there brilliantly by McBride. Mulcahy. Great block, great work from Andrew Kavanagh.
Yeah, good tackle again. I suppose I go back to my criticism of the first game as well. Like take the ball to hand. Like Derek McBride is a fine young player, but take the ball to hand. This stuff with the ball going to stick just doesn't work. Smart, well done, switched on.
Taking off is McBride.
That's a great score himself, and the brother worked really, really well. They're just smart, you know. Again, Brigids just not switched on to the fast line ball, but a well-worked score for Vincents.
Really good point. A game that's flying by. Vincents by 3. That Alan Moore goal, the difference so far. Sean Mulcahy is getting some treatment as we play. So Vincent's down to 14 at the moment, essentially. Here's O'Neill. Mulcahy will continue.
I'm not sure what that's for there now. I think he said he jumped in on top of the tackle maybe, but yeah, I think Mulcahy got stood on in that in the when he came out to the ball at the side there. But yeah, again, like there's no. I suppose the last game had a small bit of a championship feel to it. This just seems to be a little bit pedestrian. Maybe the heat is having an impact, but it's not as quick and efficient as I thought it would be coming in.
Well, for Brigids, it is their first championship game. For Vincents, it's the second. Both of those reasons could explain why it isn't the intensity we're expecting. Perry. It's broken kindly. Donica Ryan.
That's better. He's a fine player. Like, you know, and again, great pace. He's a good year this year now. It's opened up the centre.
Kenneth saw it just slipped through his fingers. Pocock. Good stick in there from Cathal Doyle. Pocock wins it back. Doyle sticks with him. I beg your pardon, that's actually James Mulcahy. Luke Allen. Luke Allen, a stalwart of this Brigids team, tries to pick out Winters. It's a line ball to St. Vincent's. Fine work from Sweeney.
Good defending there, in fairness, like really tough, tenacious defending. Winty not happy with the line call, but really good defending by Vincents there.
Conor Burke chips it up, gets it back, cushions it over. Dropped and then released by O'Neill. Well, not released, he got around his man. And then pucked it straight out over the line. It's a really poor use of possession. James O'Connell wants to take it quickly. Lanigan intercepts. Lanigan has a look up. He delivers it into the forward line. Moore is waiting again. Ball breaks kindly for red rather than white and blue. And there was a chop on Cathal Doyle as he made his way away. And it's a free.
Yeah, good call by the ref, and again, he's right on top of it at the moment. But just again, I suppose Winty's inside. It's very hard when you have one man inside there on his own, and if he's not getting any sort of support while the ball comes into him now, it's hard for him to win it.
Nolan looking for Winters. He's found him. Winters takes his point.
Good score.
I thought he might have gone for goal, but he was at a tight angle. His back was to goal, and there was a few players between him and the goal. It's a really good play. Sean Mulcahy launches it from a very tight angle and nails it. Great score.
Good score.
Right into the hand of McGurk. Down the line it goes. They're looking for Owen Dunn. Can't find him though. He was stuck to by O'Neill, who does really well. Burke. And it's a free in. Well, they seem to have done the hard part.
Yeah, and I think I actually thought Owen Dunn himself, when he turned around, he felt that he was after giving the free away. But it's the big thing for me, I suppose, more than anything else here, is that when Johnny gets on the ball and around the middle, he gives good ball in, and this type of ball. Nolly got the ball there as well. It's just a couple of scores that Brigids are missing. And again, Winty will come out and hit the free here now, but he'll bring it back to whatever, a 1 point game. But it's just, there's that lack of life in it. From a Vincent's point of view, you need McBride on more ball, you need Rian McBride on more ball, and you need Tom on more ball. I don't think Hedge's got a ball in his hand yet, has he?
I think he's hit one ball, but not what you'd consider a Hedge ball into the hand.
I think you're wrong.
It's more than possible, as we've already heard in this first half. Winters guides it over. Bulger. Oh, great block. James O'Connell sticking to his man.
Yeah, good defending there, like, as well. And they've obviously seen Bulger now as a threat, like you called it there a few minutes ago, be able to score on the far side, and he is a threat at scoring. So obviously Johnny and the management have gone a bit tighter on him.
McBride. Tarek McBride gets his shot away. Wide.
Hard look. He's a fine young player though, and I suppose the two older lads that are there that have played for Dublin as well. Darek definitely has a bright future ahead if he keeps pushing on like that.
Owen Dunn. It's drifting wide. Moore is the target. Hedge's behind him.
We could have hurt himself there now.
He's still down, and he doesn't go down unless he's hurt. Here's James O'Connell. McGurk looking for Winters, who's running over and back that 20-metre line. Might break for Winters, but he's going to have to battle for it. Play will stop because of the injury.
Yeah, when Johnny gets on the ball there, he's smart enough to see, and like you said, like Winters is really running that 20 line, like he's really working hard inside. I just think they need somebody with him. they've nobody really directly inside, and I suppose that the idea is probably to have Owen Dunn with him, but Owen is drifting out the field a little bit too far away from Winty, so that's something for Brigids to look at half time.
Vincents by 1. A game that hasn't really taken off yet, but you expected it to be the closest of the 4 that we've had live on Dubs TV so far this week, and so far you're right. Perry. Plenty of air on that one. Moore. Great
defending.
block, getting in the way, Jack O'Neill. Moore hasn't given up on it, neither has Cathal Doyle, who's won it back for Brigids. That'll fall kindly for Ryan McBride. And he puts it over. Speltrine, he prefers Ryan. That's his first point of the game. Kavanagh.
Touch.
Great stuff from Dunn. Trying to turn away here from Neil. Good pass. Dunn wants it back. Kellett goes wandering. Pirtle. That's really good play. Might get in here, James O'Connell. James O'Connell! What a goal!
What a finish. What a finish, and what a great move as well. And that all came from Owen Dunn for the first time, really trying to take the man on and then delivering ball back. But a really, really good move and a serious goal.
What a finish from James O'Connell. And it took hard work to create the space, the running off the shoulders, the ability to get the ball to a teammate despite the contact you were receiving. Fantastic stuff. More trouble for Vincents here. Lanigan has been spoken to. A yellow card for Oisin Lanigan. Perry. Looking for Heatherton.
There you go.
There we go. That's a catch and a half. But he dropped the hurley, I think, and the referee is saying it's a free out. Was it for dropping the hurley or was it for a little tug?
It's harsh, dropping the hurley. Yeah, it's harsh. But that's the first time they put a ball on top of his head, and he's very, very good at doing that. He has the physical presence. I've seen it myself when coming up against him. He has that physical presence. But look, Nolly's smart there as well. A good ball out.
Well, if he's done it once, he can do it again. McGurk. Lanigan is the only player in that space. Drops it, but has all the time in the world to get it back up. Kellett tries to close him down. St. Brigids have brought on Adam McGurk. That's a powerful surge out of defence by Burke. He'll do that all day. Wanting the ball in a bit of space is Sweeney. The wrong option is taken there. Brigids beginning to find a bit of rhythm there. Just as I say that, a miscue towards Dunphy. Taken back by, that was Mark Sweeney. Was there a foul there? Referee says...
I don't think so.
He's having a word with Luke Allen. Not sure if you could pick it up at home, but here we could hear Allen's somewhat shocked reaction.
You can see the water boys getting on as much as they can, because look, for those people that are at home, it is quite a heavy hot evening in here. When the sun comes out, it seems to be sucking the life and energy out of and again, we spoke about it earlier on, 2 championship games from Wednesday to Saturday. It's a short turnaround time, and you can see the body language of that half back line for Vincent's full back line. It's a lot of hands on hips, a lot of lads look tired. So they're going to need that injection of life, because Brigids won't go away, and after that goal, obviously they're a point up now going into half time, unless it can be equalised here.
Connolly. Slots it over. Nolly, he has power, he also has direction.
That's a serious puck out, again, if they can take it on.
It's a good turn from McGurk. Can't get his shot away. Well, he can, but it's not a good shot. Vincent's work it out. McBride. He wants it back, and he gets it back from Sweeney. McBride. Moore. Allen dispossesses him. Allen trying to get around Heatherton. That's not easy to do. He's a man mountain. Here's Andrew Dunphy, who played underage for Dublin.
He's a great year this year too. Like, he really pushed on from that development type squad, and you can see they're fired for it now as well. A lot of that came from Nolly's puck out over to the side. He came back in again. Defensive were strong, and I thought the first tackle actually was a free on the way out if the last one was on the way in. But look, again, the energy levels, it'll be interesting to see now how that affects him in the second half. But Brigids definitely up for it. Interesting to see Tomo hitting the last free for Vinny's as well, why Hedgehow didn't hit it. But again, look, Winty will come out here now. It's a big chance to put them one ahead before they go in at half time.
Winters. Good score. And that's half time. 1-8 apiece. A fair reflection? 1-9, sorry, yeah.
I was going to say no. I think Brigids are probably, I think it is even enough. I think Brigids seem to have a little bit more life about them. I think Vincents need to get a little bit more out of Hedgehow, because we haven't seen too much of him yet. And the one ball that he did win, he got blown for it. I think quite harshly. But look, it's you'd know it was Brigids' first championship match. Their structure is actually very, very good in regards to defensively. I just think leaving Winty up there on his own, it's asking an awful lot of him. I'd love to see Owen Dunn a little bit closer to goal and working off Winty where he could.
We'll get a look at some of the highlights in a while. Alan Moore with a goal and James O'Connell with a goal as well. Heatherton hasn't really been in it. I know you'd like to see more of him, but let's have a look at some of the highlights.
Yeah, look, I thought Brian Bulger and young Derek McBride did really, really well out the field, and obviously Rian, or Ryan as you're want to call him now, is
has
himself. Got a couple of scores. Winty's been good on his frees, and he's been good inside as well. I think Winty's won a couple of balls. He was very unfortunate with one of the shots that he took, but just the goal here now, and finishes it well. It's not easy to beat that man in the goal, and the shot that he took there did really, really well to win it. One thing I'll say about Bridges is the ball that's coming out of defence from Dunphy is very, very good. When McGurk gets on ball, his distribution is very, very good. And in comparison to other teams that we've seen over the weekend, the type of ball and trajectory that they're hitting in is a lot better, given the chance for Winters to win it. Again, Owen Dunn has been impressive. Like when he's got on ball, he had a couple of he won very good sideline. He's got one very good score, was involved in the goal as well. But again, this was possibly a chance to get inside and really kind of try and seal the deal. But it was some really good defending from Brigids. Again, breaking through here. So young McBride and Bulger have done really, really well on the breaking ball. Again, I'd say if you're in the Brigids backroom team, you'd want more from your forwards from play and not leaving it to freeze. Like Winters is winning ball when it goes in. I think this, again, he's capable of doing that. Wrists, he's very good wrists, and he's a hand that can win his own ball.
He's been good from freeze as well. You get the feeling this could be a high-scoring second half. Both of the teams finding their rhythm.
Here's the goal here now, and again, it all came from Owen Dunn, just willing to just work the ball right, and again, the passage of play here, you have a man coming off the shoulder, like this just doesn't happen by chance, again, it's something that they're obviously working on in training, and you can see with the breakthrough in the middle. Now, I will say as well, with the shot, he probably would have been eaten because there was a man inside. I think it could have been young McGurk on his own inside, or it could have been Owen Dunn again. So, look, it's all to play for in the second half. It's and it's nice as well to really have it to play for, rather than, we've had a couple of games here where at times it can be over at half time.
It is half time in O'Toole Park. Ballyboden taking on St Jude's. 1-6 Ballyboden, 8 points St Jude's is the score at the break. So a 1 point game there, a 1 point game here. St Brigids leading 1-9 to 1-8. We'll be back with the second half soon. Don't forget you can join the conversation via all the Dublin GAA social media channels. Don't forget to hashtag GoAheadDSH1. Welcome back. We're in Parnell Park for this go-ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship encounter between St Vincents and St Brigids. One between them at the break. Brigids leading 1-9 to 1-8. Joe Fortune, what are you expecting from the second half?
Yeah, I think what's going to stand out here now is the Wednesday night game, and will have an impact on Vinny's, because obviously this is Brigids' first game. I think Brigids are set up really defensively well. I'd love to see more ball if I was a Vincent's selector going in on top of Hedgehoe, because I think when he gets the ball in there like he showed against Lucan, he could be very, very dangerous. But look, it's a tight game. It's all to play for now, and I think both teams here will see themselves having a significant chance of getting through.
Ballyboden in action at the moment. They're a point up in their game against St Jude's. They're running concurrently, so we'll bring you updates from that game as and when we get it. Mark Kavanagh. The sun has gone back in. It's a little less warm now. I wonder will that make a difference. Chasing after it is Owen Dunn. Now it's into the hand of Owen Neal. I was going to say the sweeper gets there. Cathal Doyle is not a sweeper. He just got away from his man Alan Moore. Intercepted, balanced perfectly by Connolly, but then he lost it. Now it's robbed back. Here's Luke Purtle. Purtle spots Kavanagh.
Well done.
That's brilliant work. Here's Mark Kavanagh. Kavanagh looking for Winters. Goes over the head of Winters. Chasing after it there is Adam McGurk. McGurk takes it. Inside is Owen Dunn. McGurk across to Dunn. Dunn is calm, cool and collected, and he loves taking players on, as you can see. Dunn gets the free in.
Yeah, it's better. He needs to take the man. You're right. He loves to take the man, and he has the pace every single time. He was fouled on the wing, and he kind of gave him a free shot at the target then to go inside as well. Young McGurk that's come on looks lively. He's very like the brother, same stature, and good crossfield ball. But again, you see Kavanagh didn't panic there. He got the ball. He put the ball in, at an angle to give Winty and those lads inside a chance to win it.
So Winter's about to take the free. Over it goes from Paul Winters.
Yeah, good score, good free. Wasn't an easy one to start the second half with. Again, Brigids look full of life, and around the middle of the field. Been impressed with their centre so far as well. They're doing really well on that breaking ball again. Here's Purtle again.
He's having a fine game. Gets it back to Cathal Doyle. Doyle launches it. Winters going after it again. He's the target of so much of the ball for St Brigids, but again it's swept up, and escaping is O'Farrell. Looking for Burke, finding Burke. Advantage coming. McBride.
Oh. Rian would have loved a run at that now, because the centre had opened up for him. Again, Burkey's good at drawing those frees, and as well he drops the head a good bit. But look, again, Vincent's need to they don't want to see you don't want to see this game Bridges getting 3 or 4 points on top. So it's just surprising me that Hedgehoe's not on the ball more.
Well, it might drop inside here. I think they will go for the point, but if it does drop, he is there. These games played earlier in the day to allow you to get back to enjoy up for the match tonight. It's going to drop. Keeper makes a good save. Had to be careful, still has to be careful. Vincents have it back. Hedgehoe got onto it. Blasted home by James Mulcahy.
Yeah, just a mistake inside, and in fairness, when Hedgehoe got on it, again, that's what I say, he's so dangerous, he's so capable of seeing other people outside in his peripheral vision as well, and just popped the ball outside and finished it well, but it all came from just a mistake inside. Bridges will be disappointed with that.
Vincent's got a goal early in the first half, they've got a goal early in the second. Kavanagh has collided with there. I think it's more accidental than on purpose. Marco Farrell still standing. Kavanagh a little bit rattled.
He's going to get a card here for that, I'd say.
Mistimed, again, I think is how we'll put it.
Yeah, and Cavo was brave coming out as well. He's the heart of a lion, that fella. So a little bit winded, I think, more than anything else.
Yellow card for Mark O'Farrell, who left his mark on Mark Kavanagh. Winters didn't catch it right. You could hear as soon as he hit it, he wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, again, I suppose that's where the big step up there, like Paul will be on, he'll be disappointed with that, because it was an opportunity to put it back level again, and they'd gone 2 up, and obviously Vinny's got the goal, but look, it's all to play for here, and again, that's great covering the tackling there.
Kellett dispossessing Burke. Burke gets it back. Tapped out towards McBride. McBride takes it.
Great
steps
feed.
into a bit of space. Gets his shot away. Wide. I think that's Marco Farrell who's going off. He has just picked up a card, so it's probably sensible management by Dara Dupuer. Coming in is Neil Billings.
Yeah, again, he would have been around the panel in whatever 18-19 when we played him as well, and he's loads of experience, so he'll be well able for that.
Undone, battling for it, dispossessing him, Derek McBride. No one can hang on to the ball. It's like a hot potato at the moment. Shoveling it up brilliantly was Luke Purtle. He's so strong, gets it off to O'Connell, who got that excellent goal in the first half. Back to Purtle. Winters plants the feet, takes the shot, and slots it over.
Yeah, good score, and again, recycle the ball. The younger McGurk is he's impressed me since he's come in. Like, he's very like the brother, a bit smaller than the brother maybe, but he's he popped the ball back out there again and recycled the ball well with Purtle out to Winty, and a good score.
All square, and remember, this is a group game, so it can end in a draw. McGurk. They direct it inside to Bulger. He's got plenty of time and space. He lays it off. They're going for goal here. It's Mulcahy. It's easy to say it now, but maybe that was the wrong option when the easy point was on.
Yeah, and we spoke about that on Wednesday night too, like especially in these games that are tight, like take your scores. But look, if Reen gets inside there as well, I will say if he has a shot at all, he will take it.
Jack O'Neill. Strongly won, turning and twisting is Kellett. Kavanagh. Kavanagh looking for Winters again. Winters got something on it. Perry goes out for a 65.
Yeah, Perry did well there, Rush, because he had to come off his line, and if that ball had have actually hit the sod, Winty could have actually turned on the ground as well. But again, the danger inside, I said the same to you earlier on about Hedgehoe. We don't seem to be, the crossfield ball is great, but how many balls have actually been hit 50-50 to give Hedgehoe a chance to win inside, so that's something maybe the Finneys need to look at.
No real breeze to speak of. There is a slight breeze, but it shouldn't make a difference. Winters should be able to nail this from there.
Yeah, it seems to be favouring Brigids in the second half, just slightly to the left hand side. You can see by the flags over there. So
Winters, as expected, he gets the point. Perry assessing his options.
Yeah, great movement in that Vincents half forward. That's something that's again that they've been working on. You can see, because Bulger's making great moves there, and here's Hedgehoe on the ball now.
Lovely take, lovely turn, but not such a lovely shot. He hit it wide.
I think they're bringing in Keano, is it? Yeah, they're bringing in Keane now, took Mulcahy off, and we thought it was Keane earlier on that got the goal, but if Keane gets the ball, he's out there.
Donncha Ryan stays going, play the whistle. Winters is the aim again, Winters takes it. Ryan continued the run and left it behind. But it's a Brigids ball.
Very impressed with Donncha Ryan. Andrew Dunphy have done really, really well today, but there's a different prospect going in now. If Keane goes inside, he's somebody who's very, very bullish, very, very hard to stop, and it's great to see three brothers on the same team as well there. It's a massive, I suppose, tribute to them as a family.
Dunn hits it wide. Perry. Good take by Sweeney. Connolly moves it on. McBride. Good pass inside. And that's a great score. Really well taken. That's James Mulcahy again.
Yeah, and between Rian and Tomo and Mulcahy, that was a good score, kind of good triangular movement again. And again, you spoke about it a while ago, just taking the easy scores, which has them at a score 2-9. I think they'll want more though. I think as a management team as well, they're going to be looking at the fact that there's more. There's so much more capability in that Vincents full forward line. Get the ball in faster.
And they've won a break here. McBride, he'll go for it. Yeah. And he'll get it.
That's better. That Vincent's half-back line is starting to come on top now as well. Borky's doing really well, just sweeping in behind, where you can see obviously Billings has come in, and Billings is physical as well. He's not giving Andrew Cavan any space there at all. Oh, Winty.
Vinny's by one. That's a really strong run, and he stays going. Outside it goes. And over it goes. Yeah, a great run by, I think it was Alan Moore who took it and went from deep and moved it into the shooter.
They're starting to tick now, like you can see they're taking those scores, and you can see Nolly trying to organise the lads in front, because the half back line for Vincents are completely on top now. They're getting very little ball inside.
Couldn't quite control it, Kevin Callahan. Mark Kavanagh gets to it. Mark Kavanagh keeps it in. Back to Callahan. It's opening up for Callahan. Callahan. Good block. Vincent's working so hard. They got back. They smothered Callahan there. He got his shot away, but it was blocked. They even forced him out to a very tight angle. So even if the shot had gone away, it would have been very difficult to get a goal from that angle. Unless you're Garrod Hegarty. Chasing after this one is Cian McBride. But it's a free out.
Yeah, the two boys inside doing really well defensively, because Keane is a strong boy and he's well able to win his own ball. But no, you're right, that was really good defensive play inside from Vinny's, and their structure inside doesn't allow much space, because obviously Berkey's sitting back as that extra defender. I think some stage Brigids might want to push up on him to possibly kind of curtail that.
Lanigan. It was out by the time Lanigan got there, kicked there by Donncha Ryan. Didn't get very far. Donncha Ryan has it back inside to James O'Connell. James O'Connell wide. Perry. Callahan tries to get there. Callahan intercepts, keeps it in play, but had to spill it. Mark Sweeney is fouled, and it's a free in.
Yeah, that'll frustrate Johnny and the backroom team over there for Brigids as well, because giving those fouls away, Tomo's been doing okay on them today, so giving those fouls and frees away is just playing into the hands of Vincents.
Callahan walking away as instructed to do so by Damien Burnett, the referee. Tom Connolly. I think he's measured that one right. Good score from Connolly. In such a tight game, that counts for so much. And Vincents take a 2-point lead.
It does, yeah, and they've changed. Obviously, Hedge's been the free taker for the last couple of years. They've changed to Tomo, and Tomo, I think, apart from one, has scored all of his frees today. So, Brigids again just need to keep that scoreboard ticking over to make sure that they stay in with a shot.
McGurk fails to bring it back to a 1-point margin. Well, the argument is there. It's a 3-point game, I beg your pardon, that would have brought back to a 2-point margin. Winters. Callahan. Not long on the pitch. Owen Winters. We're right behind that one, and it's gone wide despite the protests of St. Brigids.
I think that's close. No, I thought it was over myself.
It would be a Hawkeye one if we had Hawkeye.
I thought it was over myself, to be honest.
The referee's going in for a word. From our angle, and we're right behind it. I thought it was over, I have to say.
Linesman is having a chat there. I don't think he thinks it is.
No, says the referee. If it's a 1-point game. Scarpering back McGurk. Fouled. Free out for Bridges.
No, he needs somebody inside her now to know that he's not going to give it short, so.
It's going to drop. And it bounces wide. Lanigan down.
Like we expected. I know you made a comment there just after at the end of the first half about maybe will we have a high scoring second half, but scores have been hard to come by. Like, it's not, the quality has dropped in comparison to what it was at times in the first half. It's so bunched in around the middle. There's very, very, very little space now in the half forward lines for either team.
Perry. Good take. Stays going despite the attention of Winters. Winters not afraid to defend as well as attack. And it's kicked out over the line. It will be a Brigids ball.
Yeah, Winters showing great workmanship there now to get back that far and chase down the ball. But again, they just need to. It's been a while since they've got a score, and they need to kind of try and get. I'd love to see Owen Dunn more involved in the game. Purtle has done okay at 11, but trying to get that ball into space now, which is there for them.
Ballyboden 1-11, St Jude's 9 points, the latest score from O'Toole Park. Ballyboden looking to win their second game in a row. Good work by O'Connell. Pops it off. Will it be a score off the stick of Callahan? The answer is yes. Perry. It's intercepted. Here's Owen Dunn.
Yep.
A fantastic score for Brigids. Dunn with his third of the game from play.
Yeah, and it just shows in the type of game that I suppose we love as well, like how that 3-point lead can just turn around in an instant. Poor Puckett Darrell he'll be disappointed with that, but that's just 2 points in a row now for Brigids, which they needed to kick on now as well. And you can see Nolly out, and he's driving the midfielders on and the half back on to make sure that they're pushing up.
Perry. Dunn wants to try and intercept it if he can again, but we're going to stop because there's an injury. Well, it's a chance for players to draw breath. The second half hasn't been exactly free-flowing. I know it's been tight and entertaining in that sense, but
no real life to it though.
Yeah.
It's like, look, Brigids have come back now, got the last 2 scores, but up till then it was just real kind of, look, again, if you're on the management, you won't mind, you come in here to Parnell Park to win the game, but it's just very slow, and I just wonder now, is the midweek game affecting Vincents? We'll soon see. Here's Hedgehoe now.
Couldn't take it. Oh, in behind here is James Mulcahy. He's smothered.
Great tackle.
It's a really brave tackle, really brave block. And it's a free out.
Yeah, really brave defending there now by Brigids, and again Nolly had the ball here now, and it's important it goes to hand.
Callahan moves it on. Here's O'Connell.
Good ball.
Great take. Dunn hits it wide. Well, just to confirm, because there has been some confusion in the ground, it is St. Brigids 115, St. Vincent's 212. It is a tied game. Vincent's try and do something about that now, but that won't have the legs or accuracy. Yeah,
you were right earlier. It was a 2-point rather than 3-point game at the time, so we'll give you one tick for that.
I'm so often wrong that I believed you when you told me I was wrong.
I believe the scoreboard.
Donegal Ryan battling for this, Andrew Kavanagh. It's a game in which a lot happens very quickly, so it's hard to keep up with at times. Ball is spilled forward. Vincent's trying to get it back. Here's Callahan. Doyle. Nolan winds up and hits it long. Winters waiting for it. Can't get it. Bounces back. And it's going to be taken up by O'Neill. Good turn by Neil. Well, that's a brilliant dispossession. Brigids, can they get in behind here? It's O'Connell. O'Connell couldn't find Dunn. Dunn still battling for it. Dunn up against 3 players and did well to make it stick, but Burke turns it over, taps it back to Perry. Wasn't the cleanest of contacts. Sweeney looking for that corner forward to run out and get it, which he does. But it's a heavy touch. It was a very good tackle, as you say. Fine work there by Jack O'Neill.
Jack's had a good game. Like, he's been tight. He's gone in obviously on Keane since he's come on, but he's had a good solid game there as well now. And I think you can see some changes coming in from Vincents now. Like, but look, you've 10 minutes here to go now to see who really do. Vinnies want their second win of the championship, or do Brigids want to start off with a good solid win?
Brigids making a change. Rory Convery is in. Heading off, Luke Purtle. He's worked really, really hard today, Luke Purtle.
He's had a good shift in there now as well, got on a lot of ball.
7 minutes to go, all square. Ball won by Connolly. Great pass, Heatherton. Vincent's back in front.
Yeah, good score, and again, good ball worked out to Hedgehoe, they've taken him out the field now, trying to get him on a bit more ball, because he's been quiet by his own standard so far, so that's a great score off his left.
Nolan trying to pick out Callahan. Lovely tap down to Owen Dunn. And Owen Dunn equalises.
Yeah, and it means to him as well. You can see that as well. Great puck out by Nolly, and Dunner got on the breaking ball and capable. And he's got a couple of good scores today now, in fairness. And he's just reminding his man as well that he's still on the field.
Fantastic little flick back to him. A wristy flick back from Kevin Callahan. Charging forward is McBride. With him for company, Kyle Warder. I beg your pardon, Owen Leon. McBride shrugs him off. Callahan creating at one end, blocking at the other. Ryan. Allen. Good ball by Allen, taken on by Andrew Dunphy. Dunphy drops it in rather than goes for the shot. What a catch that was. And then it was moved on. Vincent's tackling ferociously and giving away the free. Great work inside by Rory Convery. Not long on in combination with Adam McGurk, they won a free and basically have gifted Paul Winters the chance to score.
Yeah, Dunphy's a fine player though. Like, he's had a good year with Dublin too, and I thought when he was coming up the line, I think before, I can't remember which game it was with Dublin this year, but he got a couple of scores, and he's a really positive year, really positive going forward. So again, this puts Brigids one up.
Yep.
So like, again, it's going to be tight. Like, you could have your first draw of the weekend, but it's a tight game. And look, for me, I just think Vincents look a little bit tired in comparison to where they were in the first half.
Brigids 117, Vincents 213. Our scoreboard is having a bit of a mare. If it can happen to Hawkeye, it can happen to our scoreboard. Brigids 117, Vincents 213. It's all happening here. The scoreboard in the stadium was off for a few seconds. The scoreboard on your screen is now off, but we'll keep telling you the score. We'll go old school. We'll go radio style. I don't mind getting my hands dirty and stepping away from the showbiz of stepping away from the showbiz of TV to do it radio style. So just to confirm, 4 minutes to go. St. Brigids 117, St. Brigids 117, St. Vincents 213. A couple of saints here today. Referee having a word, so there's obviously a couple of sinners as well. Sometimes you just give me such a look of disappointment, Joe. It actually kind of hurts my feelings a bit. It's deserved, I get that, but
anyway, can Winty make this a 2-point game?
Yeah.
No, 5-6 minutes left, and a silly mistake now, or a silly decision, or just a bit of indiscipline can really make a big difference now in the last 5 minutes here.
So let's just confirm. Brigids leading by 1. Will it be 2? It is 2. It's Winters. It's Brigids in front.
Yeah, there's been a bit of hesitation from the umpire there. I thought he didn't know whether it was going to be a wide or not, but a good score, and a pressure free with a couple of minutes to go now.
It's been a game of uncertainty, from players wearing different numbers to umpires not giving scores to
scoreboards.
Yep, exactly. We've had it all. Burke tries to work the scoreboard again. Burke goes long. Really good defending. Fantastic work from Jack O'Neill.
Yeah, Jack did well there, and Noley as well. Like, what better man to have behind him, to make sure that he's holding the man out, and Vincents now need to get the next score, or you could find the Brigids are going to start off on their first day championship and take the win. Jack O'Neill's been impressive today now, I have to say. Dunphy's been class inside. He's a great bit of stuff, and in fairness, just from a defensive point of view, Donnacha Ryan as well, as he's one of the better defenders out there.
Still up for grabs. There could still be a winner and a loser. Here's Conor Burke. He's fouled on the way through. I beg your pardon. In fact, it was Mark Sweeney.
Yeah, Sweeney's a great turn of pace, and Bulger looking for a ball there again, but they're just not getting enough, I don't think, yet out of their forwards. But this gives Tomo a great chance to bring it back to a 1-point game. Reen is doing well when he's on ball, but it's trying to find the man like Reen as much as you can, rather than just hit an aimless ball inside, and they haven't done that. In fairness to Vincents, they seem to be working on that short game, but when the short game breaks down, it frustrates people. But they seem to have worked on that, and it looks to be something that they're trying to improve on this year.
Connolly lining it up. 21 points, plays 19 when you make the conversion.
Yeah.
Connolly puts it over. It's a 1-point game. You can double check every time I commit to saying 1-point or 2-point game, because I have issues with figures. Here's Jack O'Neill. Good ball to Callahan. He'll go for it. Is it going to draw back in or potentially drop?
Oh,
Wide.
And again, those decisions in the last couple of minutes are going to be vital from a discipline point of view and from a shooting point of view. I think he could have worked that ball in again, and we haven't seen Winters on the ball again, enough in the last kind of 10 minutes, because he's capable of taking those shots on.
Shoveling it inside, O'Neill. Outside it goes, Conor Burke. I think Burke's overcooked that. Nolan comes out and just make sure it bounces wide. He's a big presence in every sense, Nolan, and I imagine that puts off forwards. And okay, I know it's Heatherton and he's a big lad, but if you've got Nolan running after a ball knowing he can shield it, it's such an advantage as a defender. It's such a good thing for a team to have. Sending it forward, O'Neill. That's a fantastic catch.
That's the equaliser now, I'd say, if he doesn't let it go. Yeah. Just again, Vincents have been so impressive in that man behind the six, which Burkey has been doing for Dublin for the last 2 years, and just unfortunately when that puck out came out, the breaking ball is going to come down, and with that extra man in there, is a time maybe that Brigids pushed up on that extra man. But yeah, look, it's a draw game now, and it depends on, I suppose, what time Damien plays. I'd imagine there's probably 2 minutes anyway.
It's Connolly who was fouled, and it's Connolly who'll take it. You'll be able to check out the tables and all that on the Dublin GA website. As Connolly slots it over, and that table could make interesting reading if it stays as is. Vincents on course to be unbeaten after their first 2 games. Nolan goes long. There's still a few twists and turns to come here, you feel.
That extra man comes out again though and wins it.
Vincent's working it. Conor Burke. Burke goes outside. It's left behind. Could that allow Donncha Ryan in? Donncha Ryan hacking it forward. It's a good turnover from the Brigids' point of view. It's a horrific one from the Vincent's point of view. Could this be the winner from Jonathan McGurk? No.
Winty had actually made a great run up on the left hand side. Would have been a great chance to switch the ball across. But again, there's going to be a chance here now with Hedgehoe inside if they give it to him.
Such is the excitement. I forgot that our scoreboard on the screen isn't working. It is a level match as Vincent's come forward. Backwards it goes to Lanigan. Referee has blown Dara McBride for over-carrying, and it's a free for St. Brigids.
And there's descent, so he's going to bring it in 10 yards.
Teams are level. Winters with the free. Chances are, and from all the evidence we've seen today, he will put this over.
I can see you counting in your head here now. Big free for Brigids year really. If they can get off to a winning start here, really sets them up for to have a real shot at this group.
This is one of his easiest, yet one of his hardest frees today.
Yeah, good
he
score.
has absolutely nailed it. Brigids by 1, 2 minutes into injury time. Do Vincents have another chance here? St. Brigids lead by 1 point.
The ref's going to have to move because he looks like he's writing, and if he wants to see anything happening down below, he's going to need to move now.
Perry goes long. They've got ball winners. Heatherton catches it. Now can he do anything with it? It's left behind. Brigids trying to get it into their hands. Who'll come away with possession? Great work from Ryan. He's been one of the players of the match. Winters, will he go for it from here? No, he passes it. Owen Dunn is waiting for it. Dunn takes it down out of the sky, gathers it. Lanigan is with him. Lanigan trying desperately to get it back. Lanigan has done his bit there. Conor Burke has a look up. They're running out of time. This is it for the equaliser. It's Brian Bulger. It is over.
He got it. Owen Dunn will be disappointed because he had a chance to win that primary ball himself, and Nolly probably knows it's over now. Yeah.
And that's it. It's all square. Brigids 119, Vincents 216. The sense I'm getting is that both teams are disappointed with the draw.
Yeah, look, both teams probably had a chance to win it. Again, Hedgehoe won a great ball there towards the end. Could he have gotten a free possibly, and the ball went up the field to Owen Dunn, who didn't win his primary possession his first time. So look, it's a point each, I suppose. I was going to say if you'd offered that, I don't think they will, because I think Brigids will be disappointed. I think they had it won there at the end. I thought Vinny's looked a little bit tired in the second half. Look, they'll get their 2 or 3 week break now, and it'll allow them kind of get the bodies right again, because I'd say 2 taxing, tough games between Wednesday and Saturday is a lot to ask.
A game that had everything on and off the park. We'll get a look at the highlights in a few moments, but Vincent's really showed their spirit, showed their fight at the end, and Bulger from the middle of the pitch, I know he was in a central position, I know he had time and space, but it was still a difficult shot to take on, so much credit to him for getting that equaliser. Absolutely.
Look, he did the same against Vincents as well. He's a lad that pops up into those pockets, and he's well capable of taking those pressure shots. It's just, I suppose, it was a nice exciting finish. I suppose the first 15-20 minutes of the second half, I thought was, had the standard had dropped an awful lot, but then when it pushed on, it gave both sides a chance to win it. But look, it's a draw. It'll make the group interesting now, because I suppose when you look at the next games that these teams have, I suppose they had a great win. Vincents had a great win during the week against Lucan, and then Lucan obviously had a great win earlier on against Crave Kieran, though they'll probably be missing Dowser for the next day against Croke. So look, it leaves things open, looking into whatever 2 or 3 weeks now, and like you said, gives the chance for lads for a couple of days to get a bit of a break, and then to push a proper block of training in for 2 weeks after that.
Well, the next games in this group are on the 13th of August. St Vincents will take on Crave Kieran. That's here in Parnell Park. It'll be live on Dubs TV at O'Toole Park at the same time as that match. St Brigids take on the champions Kilmacud Crokes, who opened up with a good win against Crave Kieran during the week. Crave Kieran losing today here earlier on. We watched that game live on Dubs TV. Lucan Sarsfields with a good win, and needed win, having lost their first one to St Vincent's during the week. Let's have a look at the highlights of the second half, because it wasn't free flowing, but there were still some quality moments.
Yeah, there was, and I suppose the highlight, if you could say that, was probably the free taken from the two lads. Tomo and Winty did quite well in their frees. Obviously Nolly was really, really brave here as well, and came out, but this led to a problem and a score, because when Nolan came out, nobody covered back inside from him. You can see here as well, like Brigids, in fairness, all day were tenacious, were workmen like you'd expect, nothing else. And I thought Winty, I thought he'd won at the end for them with the free, and then that great score there off his right hand side. But look, all day long, I think when Bulger came into space and when McBride got a chance, Rian McBride is a top quality inter-county forward, so I suppose they need to get him on ball more. And I'd love to see, I suppose, if they want to progress, they're going to need to have a Hedgehoe, because he's such an important, pivotal player for them. They need to have him on more ball.
We'll get a full-time score from the other game going on at the moment. That's Ballyboden against St Jude's. But our concentration on Parnell Park and the drawn match between Vincents and Brigids here.
Yeah, and look, Vincents looked impressive at times. They're playing that short ball game. It's no doubt they've changed it a small bit, where they are working it through the lines a little bit more. And Tomo and Rian ended up giving Mulcahy a really good score here, something they've obviously been working on in the training. But when you give them that bit of space, they're well capable of scoring. And look, they've got 3 points now after 2 games, and I suppose that's a good start to their championship campaign with the break coming up. Again, I think Owen Dunn, I feel sorry for him at the end, because he didn't win his own primary ball, but he looked dangerous all year when he needed to.
Perry waved it wide, but we would have gone to Hawkeye for that. We didn't, because we don't have it. Fantastic point this from Callahan.
Yeah, I think both of us thought from where we were it was over, but I suppose the linesman was there as well. He had a good view of it. So.
Yep. Vincents battled hard for their scores. This a really well taken shot.
Again, what was impressive all day, you could see Nolly kind of keeping that structure on the backs for Brigids, and any time Vincents got through, they had to work really hard for their scores. But again, look, I think both teams today had a chance, like you said, to win it. And I suppose two mistakes at the end, a great score from Brian Bulger, and unfortunately on the left hand side, just it didn't work out where Dunner won his own primary ball. And
this is the equaliser coming up, the shot from Bulger that ensured it ended in a draw, 1 point apiece.
A fair distance out too, Ush.
And under that pressure, he took it on, and he must have been jaded by that stage, because he played a really intense 63 minutes of championship hurling, having played on Wednesday night as well. We've got a full time from O'Toole Park. Ballyboden have beaten St Jude's 117 to 112, so St Jude's have lost both of their opening games, if memory serves now. So Ballyboden have had a good start. 2 wins from 2. For St Vincent's, it's a draw and a win. For St Brigids, it's just a draw, because they had a bye week during the week. They didn't play on Wednesday. The nature of it is that there's 5 teams in a group, so obviously that means there's 2 games on and 1 team sits it out, and St Brigids sat it out on Wednesday. They didn't sit it out in any sense today. They showed up, but unfortunately for them, they just couldn't get the win. A draw will have to do for them against St Vincent's. As always, if you want to check out the highlights, you can go to Dublin GA's social media channels. There'll also be reaction on those channels. Derek is going to talk to the managers involved, and not just in this game, but the earlier game here in Parnell Park. It was Crave Kieran in action in that game against Lucan Sarsfields. Lucan Sarsfields getting the victory in the end. There's reaction to that on the Dublin GA social media channels. You'll also be able to check out the tables and fixtures and ramifications of all the results over the last couple of days via the Dublin GAA website. Joe Fortune, just before I let you go, your take on the first couple of games in the Dublin Championship that you've seen?
Yeah, look, first of all, it's great to be back in here, great to be back at club championship level, I suppose, at this time of the year, which is a little bit strange, but I suppose after Dublin being out, 3 or 4 weeks, it's nice to get the hurling back on here. Look, I suppose Plunkett's and Plunkett's and Judes have had 2 defeats now. The team so far most impressive to me, and it's not just because of my performance, but I thought Bowden looked very impressive on Wednesday night. I suppose scoring 8 goals against any team in senior championship is impressive. So look, it's going to be a competitive championship. I think the break now is needed as well, like for management teams to go back in, but have not seen Coola or Crokes yet. Like Defina looked impressive the last night as well at times when they put the foot down, and Lucan today put away a very strong vocal and physical Crave Kieran team. So look, all to play for in a couple of weeks' time, please God. And I think Game 3 and Game 4 will take another step up in regards to standard in life as well, Ush.
Okay, more championship hurling on August 13th. That's when the hurling is back. Football is going to take over for the next couple of weeks. Check out Dublin GA, the social media channels of Dublin GA for all the detail on where you can watch those games, how you can watch them, and tickets and all that jazz. And as I say, the standings will be available through the website in the next couple of hours. They'll be updated after a very busy weekend of action. Coola got the win earlier on. Ballyboden also getting a win against St Jude's. Coola overcoming Plunkett's, a much improved Plunkett's. Here in Parnell Park, Lucan and no one in the second game getting the win. St Brigids and St Vincents drawing in what was a tight game, at times a tense game, but certainly an entertaining game. Thank you to Joe Fortune. Thanks to all the team who put this together. Thank you for watching. We'll be back soon with more action from Parnell Park, so just keep an eye on the social media channels and you'll find out where. Remember, you can join the conversation via all the social media channels. Just hashtag go ahead DSH1 for the football, for the hurling I beg your pardon, and for the football hashtag go ahead DSF1. That's it from now. We will talk to you soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.